So as I guess the mill continues to burn with Davis and Grant doing their best to help contain the flames. Thankfully, it didn't spread too much as the Spectre had not done too much inside.
If it becomes an emergency, I'm gonna cast create water in all the pots and all the pans and like tip them over and all the jars and everything.
Nice.
That will certainly help if you wanted to spend less time trying to,
It's 30
contain.
gallons of water, so it's not that much, but it's not a
Yeah.
small amount either.
Yeah. So up to you if you want to do that. It'll certainly help. I will say that. Pebble continues to kind of fly around and with the initial command to have a perimeter and keep an eye out. Where more interestingly, Calisor, your wings have reverted back into, and on the ground, now that you've had a few moments, you see a humanoid individual, looks mostly human, similar frame and stature to what Tommen was, unlike this, icon, because I don't have a better one. But he does have like a dusty and like a craggy apparent appearance to his flesh. From the back, where he was like, as he was like kind of prone and curled up, Al, you initially thought it was a stone, but now that you see it, it is a humanoid of the Earth Genasi variety.
Oh shit, it's moving.
I'll say hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Are you? Who are you? What are you? Where'd you come from?
Tommen.
You don't look like Tommen.
What do you mean? He kind of starts looking at his hands, and he tries to like kind of like clean them. They won't clean.
You disappeared, and then there was this ghost, and then there was a unicorn that killed the ghost thing, and now you exist as you do now. I think that happened. But welcome back.
I kind of only remember pieces. Calisor and Al, because I guess Marb too. You guys are the most, aware, perceptive. But Al, you realize that one stab that you had through the back, through the chest, there is a little like, almost like a scar that's rapidly healed over, like right in the center of his chest. And he's just, am I? This has been a rough. No, he's not. His clothes he's naked. He's just naked. And Marb, because you were there when Grant was outside, that tattoo that he has is on his shoulder. It's not there. So it's a brand new body. So no more tattoo. I don't know. I really want to freak out right now.
Freak out.
I just don't have the energy. He's at 1 hit points, guys. He's exhausted.
But he seems like calm, right? He's not like.
Insight check him.
Can I? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Inside, and it's my wisdom.
But you don't get your explorer bonus to it. It doesn't relate to the lands.
Are we not in swamps anymore?
Yeah, but you're not doing something that relates to the land itself, right? You're reading.
And I'm never gonna. Oh my! Never mind.
He just is quiet. He seems calm. Cal, you're not. Your passive insight's high enough where you know that he's trying to process everything. He's a bit maybe traumatized.
I'll pull out some rations and hand them to him. Be like, "Do you want some food?"
He's like, actually, yeah, thanks. And he reaches, and you see as he's reaching, he looks, his arm catches his, gaze, and he's just slows down and takes it and pulls it and starts to eat.
I mean, you look pretty badass now. I don't know if that helps or not, but I'll give you some time to process, and then I'm just gonna wander off.
I'll go ahead and go up and just like put a hand on his shoulder and cast Cure Wounds on him, Adam.
Okay. He's still got his usual 4 hit points, so
Okay.
it'll be max heal.
Yeah.
You see, like physically, he is okay. He's in a different body. It doesn't seem like the body has any abnormalities or any real damage short of this one injury that seemed to have carried over. But he's. I mean, Cal, your cure wounds, you're more worried about his mental state than anything.
Yeah. I'm also gonna pull out my shard and just like look at it and see if it's still doing what it's been doing and changing colors and all of that.
It's back to that same multicolored spectrum, but it's not like strobing or shifting through the color spectrums at all.
Okay.
So last thing I remember was the mill was just lit up with all these different lights. And now I'm here and I'm not. Did we all die? Is that what happened? Is this the afterlife?
No. You're fine, Tommen. I think it was all the extra chaos energy. I think you just kind of blacked out for a bit.
And that did this?
It took you too. It took you somewhere, and now you're back. But it's just a lapse. You're here. You're alive.
Oh. And he just hears like the crackling of the fire on the mill, and he kind of turns. It's like, did I do that?
I'm sorry, I can't help but hear Urkel. Did I do that?
Did I do that? That's what I thought about. Too.
Yes, I knew.
Yeah, when you started chuckling, I knew that's where you were going.
Oh my shit.
And so, okay, we'll swing to order. The boys inside, Davis and Grant.
Yeah, just bailing water and stuff.
Yeah.
I just start filling buckets and stuff with water, and we start splashing it around to put out the fire. Yeah.
That'll certainly help with the control and the amount of time that's going to need. It never got a chance to become like a full blazing inferno. 10, 15 minutes, you're fairly confident that you guys, the two of you, will be able to get it under control. I guess I'll start with Rock. Doing anything as Tommen's just kind of amongst the group?
I'm just wandering around, see if there's anything left of interest in the area, because it's. I don't know. Do I know the mill's on fire?
You would have seen.
I was never inside, so.
You're pretty far.
I'll just hang out outside. I'm just wandering around. And I call him Pebble back to me.
Okay. Allegretto, anything?
I'm gonna ask Tommen if he wants to sit down and talk it out or anything. I'm just gonna stick around with him.
Yeah, I guess. I again, I think if I wasn't, I just don't have the energy to do anything. I'm scared. I'm confused. You guys have ruined my life. I want to hate you, but I can't. Don't have, just don't have it in me right now.
No, everything you said's true.
Why did you have to come here?
Hopefully,
that's life.
this-
No, like I guess I sit down in front of him, and I like have first level slots left. Well, can I cast on him a cure wounds, but on second level?
Marb, you saw that Cal had already kind of attended to what wounds there were, kind of giving him the once over. You see that he's fine. There's nothing to heal.
Suspicious. Then I just sit in front of him and tell him like, Tommen, right? Look, bud, it's called life. Like shit happens, and honestly, most of it's gonna be terrible. But you need to lift your head up and do the best you can with the results of what happened. So if you want to hate us and pledge your life to hunt us down and kill us one by one, be my guest. I welcome a challenger, but you can use this experience and do something better. You want to keep working here at the mill? Just like look at yourself. You're like buff as fuck right now, so you could like mill real well. I don't know. Or I mean, spooky magic shit happen. Don't ask me what, but there's consequences to that, and it's up to you to live your life after that. So, what are you gonna do with your life? I just kind of like put my hand on his shoulder and try to hold his gaze and see if he can answer me.
Well, no, I'm not the type that would be able to even start hunting you. So he kind of tries to crack a smile. He's like, so you won't have to be looking over your shoulder. But
I tried not to look disappointed. But did anyone survive in the mill?
no, so the Yusa and Dorian, the other two people that you were aware of at this mill, no, you guys were putting their bodies into the ground before all this happened. And I will say, so it was Yusa, Dorian, and Tommen were the ones.
Okay. Then I tell him, look, Yusa and Dorian are dead, and we have Grant over here. We'll try to give them as much as a peaceful rest so more spooky thing won't happen, but the male's gonna need someone to look after him. We're probably out of here pretty soon because we have to stop more spooky magic shit. But believe me, man, you can make a name out of yourself, take over this mill, and make it your own. Do I know he's a Genasi now? Like, can I tell that?
They're common enough, yes, in the world where, yeah, you can tell he's just of the Earth variety now.
Sweet. Then I tell him like, somehow you resurrected, reincarnated as a Earth Genasi, so train up your skills and make the best out of it. If you want to make the best mill, I don't know what powers they have, but like rolling rocks with your mind to grind shit, you can make it, and it'll be good, man. I know. What's that expression like? If you feel like it's rock bottom right here, it's like only a way up from here on forward. So let's get this fire taken care of, and like believe me, apologize for like the terrible shit that happens, but being upset or sad won't change anything. So you gotta pick yourself up, or the sacrifice that us and Dorian had will be all to waste, and their deaths will mean nothing. So it's up to you to carry their legacy. And I try to like pat his shoulder, like, let's go. No more sulking boo.
He won't really like recoil or anything like that. He'll just kind of listen, but he's still got like that 1,000-yard stare, right? This has all been a lot. But you sense that some of what you said has sunken in, and he's actually at one point, a little bit after you're done talking, he's gonna kind of get up and start walking over to the 2 holes that y'all had dug about 80 or so feet away from the mills for his friends. And he's just gonna kind of look over it.
I'm going to walk towards the front door of the mill and yell to Davis and Grant that, hey, we should get these guys buried and probably be on our way. I feel like we've wasted a lot of time here and we can't go mill to mill trying to solve problems. Like we need to get on the move, and we've spent a lot of time around here for what I feel like very little results.
Yeah, out of character, when is
Julian
gonna come pick us up?
Tonight.
Tonight or next morning, just depending on how it.
Right.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be tonight. Yeah.
How drunk he is.
And I'll be like, I thought I heard stories that y'all like to burn stuff down, but here y'all are putting fires out. Is this?
Hey, only if it's evil.
We only burn evil buildings down. Yeah.
Exactly. Believe me, buildings can be really evil and really goopy.
This building had quite a bit of evil going on in it.
I mean, the building itself wasn't. Sure. So yeah, are the flames
can we stop at every little spot along the way and try and fix everybody's problems?
No, you're right. We shouldn't.
Sorry,
Putting bodies in walls.
the flames are certainly controlled.
Then yeah, I'll say like, we should definitely grab the bodies and finish what we started. What happened to the ghost thing? It sounds like you guys are finished, and what happened?
Into a Earth Genasi, and it's Tomlin.
Wait, what?
Yep, it's Tomlin, but not.
He's alive?
In the same body. Yep, he's alive.
Yeah,
that's amazing. And I'm gonna run out. I'm gonna immediately run out as soon as he says that.
He's out there staring at the graves.
Oh yeah, so I'll run across. Be like, hey, you're alive. That's fantastic.
He kind of turns to you. He's like,
well, I thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, I don't.
You look great. I mean, all things considered.
Mm,
Here, let me give you something, and then I think I have a spare set of clothes in a pack.
Yeah, you probably do. I mean, I think most of y'all carry some.
Yeah, I'll give him my spare set of clothes.
Okay.
If he feels like he wants to put it on right now.
He'll kind of take it, and then he'll just, not even bashfully, just kind of like, slip the leggings on, put the pants on.
Yeah, I'll be like clapping my hand on his shoulders, be like, I'm so happy that you're here, man. Again, I'm so sorry about everything that happened, but, we're going to try and help you out. We're going to finish, taking care of your friends, which hopefully, that puts an end to all this stuff, I think. I don't know. I don't understand exactly what happened. But, yeah, no, we're going to help you out. We're leaving this evening, but I've got a plan. Give me a minute, and then I'm gonna go run back and start talking to everybody else.
Okay. This entire time you were talking to him, he was, more focused on I'm just gonna call them the plots, right? The plots where his 2 friends are openly buried right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when I get back, I'm gonna say, hey, Rock, give me one of those paper birds from the bag of holding, please.
Okay.
And then I'll say, whoever, can somebody write a note for me? I'm not real good at writing stuff. Any volunteers?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Sure, yeah. So I'll say, here, so we're gonna write this to what was their name? The Black Purse. We need to know what was their names. Shit. And if y'all give me a minute, I can actually look it up. But if you have it, then
Yeah, Sasha, Timber, and
so
oh no,
yeah,
the Black Purse.
yeah, the Black Purse. So Sasha, I guess. So yeah, so can we write this? So if we write this to Sasha, like it knows how to find her, right, Al?
yeah, you are at least familiar enough with her. Remember these ones. I know I copied and pasted the things for the paper birds, but these are more specifically programmed to fly back to the Adventures League Hall.
Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll do that then.
Yeah.
So say, hey, so yeah, we're gonna write this. So let's write them in a say the. So this will be for attention to, I guess, Seb. Might as well say Seb. Hey, you know, we told you about this band of crappy bandits outside of your town called the Black Purse. We asked for you to check up on them. We have something for some of them to come help out. So the Olivine Mill, some of the workers here didn't make it. There was some stuff that went down, and now they need help. So have them send some able-bodied, willing workers out here to help. And if you have anybody with like carpentry skills or anything that can kind of help get this mill back up on its feet, the mill's seen better days. I don't know, is there like a limit to how long we can write on the message?
I think it's about 25 or 50 words or so. Like, look at it as like a sending spell.
So I just gestured it by saying like 90 words or 25.
Well, you can kind of you can refine it what you want to, like, because Al doesn't have to write everything. You can just start saying,
like, Seb, send help to Olivine Mills. Black Purse could help. Needs a bit of rebuilding. I guess that's it.
Also, should we not draw the symbol that we saw and be like, maybe keep a lookout for this? It means the head is working in the area.
Yeah, you certainly could do that.
Sure. It's just like do the symbol equals, put like an equals hag and keep it short.
So once the note's done, I'm gonna say, Al, can you send that off? I don't exactly know how that works, and then I'm gonna run back over to Tom and be like, hey, so the Adventures League in Green Hill, in a couple of days probably, is going to be sending some folks to come help you out. At least I hope they will. They should, though. Is somebody approaching that I see?
No, I'm just getting a more appropriate token for him.
Yeah, so over here now. So I'll say, here's 2 platinum, and I'm going to give him 2 platinum. Be like, there's been some damage, but, this should help you get whatever supplies you might need. Help you get back on your feet, because I know you're not going to be able to do business by yourself for a little while, so, but I think you'll be okay. You're going to make it out just fine. You'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Can we?
No, I mean, you don't owe us any thanks. Like, we did, I mean, this is fucked up. I mean, it's not entirely our fault, but if we never came here, this never would have happened. We're very sorry. We didn't mean to do this, but we're trying to make it right. And, we're trying to see to it that you're set.
Right. Okay.
Anything you need, man. What do you got?
No, it's a lot to.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
This morning I was eating breakfast with these 2. We were running the mills. We were getting oyster shells ground.
I mean, just believe me. your life's, you
And
know, your
now
life can take a big turn. Like a life can undergo big changes. Like if you had seen me like a year ago, it's totally different. Absolutely, totally
were
different.
you not a half orc before?
No, no, no. Oh, well, fair enough. I've always been a half orc. I don't understand what that's like. You're right. But I mean, like, I have an entirely
They're
different
like
set
a
of
whole
people
new
in my life
chapter.
now. Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's in some ways it's a lot better. I mean, I miss a lot of the stuff in the previous chapter of my life, but I found a whole new set of people to go and do things with, and while it's been challenging at times, it's still rewarding, and I feel like I've found something that I can do with my life now, and it's entirely different. Even though bad things have happened, you can overcome them, and just keep your chin up, just keep pushing through things, and look out for people who can help you, and accept help when you can. That's what we're trying to give you here.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
Curious.
24.
Okay.
Nice.
He actually looks at you about halfway through your monologue, your speech towards him,
Yay.
and then he kind of looks over your shoulder and looks at the mill. Then he kind of looks down at his hands and back to you, and he's like, "New chapter," as your friend over there said.
He's
New
really
life.
smart.
It's a good thing I didn't have a family. This would be
I mean, and you could still start a family if you
possible
want.
to explain.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you got time.
I don't know. Did you? Are you done with the mill? Did you guys figure out what you needed to figure out for wigs?
Yeah, I think so. And I think once the Adventures League and the people that they send get you back up and running, that they'll have all sorts of requests for you. They'll know that what you had to go through for this, and they'll definitely be willing to keep going through you guys to get the things that they need. So I think your business should be safe just once you get back up and running. We'll see to it.
Okay.
And I'd be careful of taking blessings from any ladies of bounty.
Right. Apparently, what you found was because of them?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Common, have you ever seen the sisters perform a ritual blessing the fields? You were a member of their family.
Yes, but I mean, I've seen them walk out with their urns of water, their vases of oils, what harvests they collect to return. I mean, by all means, I'm not a priest or an acolyte of their order, but I've seen them. Well, I've seen them do some things, and I've seen
Did it ever
them.
look anything like what you saw today?
Oh no, I don't think any of us have ever seen anything like that. I don't think y'all have either. And as you're talking to him, you kind of see him kind of doing this emotion, like kind of moving his hand, kind of like he's trying to make like waves or something. It's weird. I feel, I don't know, a little connected to the ground. And then you just see him kind of move his hand quicker, and just a large portion of dirt just kind of shift over and starts to fill in one of the graves.
Oh, cool.
Funny. Does it again.
Wait, he doesn't know what an Earth Genasi is?
I mean, he might know, but he doesn't necessarily know the innate abilities that they have, right? Like Mar, people might not know that you are, I don't know, like, a again, the racial trait of being good at forgery and stuff. He might, you know what I mean? Like, or, or Davis, like, it's hard to understand, like, when Davis hits somebody and it crits, it hits harder, right? It's those kind of things are just kind of they're kind of ambiguous in the world. While on paper, they're mechanics. In the world, they're just Ys and Earth Genasi. They have some lineage that ties into the element of Earth. But after, so slowly, not actually too slowly, because he does 5 feet cubed each time. He buries his friends and then says, "May they seek new fruits in the other life."
May they seek new fruit. You're a child of the stone now, Tommen. Child of the earth.
I'm still me, right? I have my memories. A weird body. And he like kind of claps, and it's just kind of, he's just naturally dusty. He's like,
It's Al's greatest enemy.
gonna take time to get used to. And he like runs his hand up towards where his hair is, and he just hits like crystalline structure. He's like, but yeah, Al, during this, you kind of, tell the bird the message to fly home, however you wish to do it.
I checked in with Davis one time about hey, I'm gonna include the symbol. Should I tell them to stay away from it, or should I just tell them it's stupid dangerous?
I mean, I don't know anything about the symbol. I just recognized it. You'd know better.
I just know we tried to disenchant it and all hell broke loose.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll put extreme danger then.
That works.
Out of character. I think what you wrote is actually really great. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Al, you kind of, was that Grant?
We should probably make for the coast as soon as Dorian and Usa are.
I mean, the river's like right here, isn't it?
Properly.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Well, not the river, but the stream
fingers or whatever,
yeah.
little inlets. Tommen will say, well, I guess, wait for your.
Yeah, in the meantime, if there's anything, like, I'm pretty handy with building things. If there's any, like, damaged bits or any kind of stuff within the mechanism that you need help rebuilding, I can maybe help while we're waiting for this evening.
Do we want to wait until the evening?
I mean, our ride's supposed to meet us here.
How far away is the river from here, where we're meeting?
What's nice, so you guys are not 100% familiar with this part, but you do know that the fingers all kind of will go to one larger, like, tributary, or whatever the proper word is at this point. I can't really think of it. So you can follow this, and you guys will run into where most likely Julian will have to go, because he won't be able to take his boat, the River's Maw, any further.
Oh, okay.
Like, all the water kind of runs in the same.
I'd want to
know the spot, like out of character. Do we know the name of the spot, like something landing, or something harbor, or something like that?
So there's not going to be a harbor or a landing or anything like that. This is all going to be out just like amongst the marshes and amongst the hills. You do know that the olivine mills are some of the most north, and Julian does know that that's where you guys are going. So he told you that he would take the best waterway to get as close as possible. You're just essentially at like the northern Green Hill part. There's not really like a name for it. I'm sure like the locals might have like a little name for each creek, but not anything that is common knowledge outside of just like living in the area. Yeah.
How do we have an estimate of how far away this place is that we'll be meeting? From where we are?
Looking at the map, yeah. So like, yeah. So looking at the maps and just having kind of a sense of like travel pace and all that on foot, it'll be probably a couple hours to get, at most, like a couple hours to get to where you think would be an appropriate place where you guys would be able to spot Julian as he's either coming for you guys or coming back for you guys or however it is. Because again, you guys are fairly north, so he's not going to go much higher than this.
All right. Well, I mean, we can stick around for a little while longer, I guess, but I feel like we should head out sooner rather than later. Who knows what we encounter on the way with this area being filled with all this energy. We could run into more trouble.
We do kind of owe him. But yes, I understand that we should make sure we meet up with Julian.
Okay.
But
I
want to help where I can.
All right, so I guess we'll do a quick rapid fire. Al, you release the. You start to like with the paper. You start to like want to fold it, and you don't know how to make an origami crane.
I've never taught this.
And you just like, I just want you to fly, and then it just kind of folds in your hand, starts fluttering, and then the little origami crane message takes off.
Oh, cool. Magic.
And mark one of those out of the bag of holding, if you would, CJ.
Yep.
How many of those did we get again?
5, I think.
Give or take.
I have 3. I think we have more than that though. Didn't somebody keep one?
I mean, I don't have any.
It's possible. I mean, check your character sheet. I honestly don't know.
We have 2 left in the bag of holding.
Okay. So, all right. So with the group staying a couple hours, attempting to help or whatever else you guys would like to do, I guess I will ask one more time, and then we can go ahead and start traveling to rendezvous with Julian. Davis, I think it's pretty obvious that you want to help.
Yep. I just figure I'm proficient with carpenter's tools. I'll do whatever I can.
Okay. Right. So you kind of head into the mill, and you're kind of seeing the bowl area. The bowl itself is still intact. There's no damage.
Well, except for the place that I damaged.
Well, yeah. Well,
but yeah, functionally, it's fine.
Yes. It is still turning. The shaft for the grinder is a little bit like, it's still like a little off. It wobbles a little bit. And we'll get back to it. You're doing Rock, Al, Marb, Grant, Calsor. What else are you guys doing?
I know that they had some dried fish inside. Do they have fishing gear? Did we notice fishing gear anywhere?
Inside the mill, you can go ahead and go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Because my D20s have been so good today.
I mean, you're due to roll a 4, right?
Yeah, I'm due for a 4, guys.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and book it. It's an 11 total.
4.
9 plus something, so
7 is your
9 plus 7, 16.
16. Yeah, there's some fishing lines. There's 3 of them with some rope and some bait.
I'm gonna go fishing while everyone. I'm not useful at carpentry or anything like that, so I'm gonna go fishing. See if I can catch us some food for the road.
Oh, 17. Good. Yeah, for the boys. You need to roll jello 17 when it becomes applicable. All right, cool. So yeah, Rock, you go ahead and go fishing. A couple of hours for sure. You'll be able to catch something. As you know, the runs are heavy. So
that came out wrong.
Well, go ahead and roll me 3d10. Let's see how many fish you catch.
30. Get 30.
I would laugh. You're like, I'm not expecting. Are you okay?
11.
11. Okay. Yeah, you catch 11 fish that essentially will translate it to 11, if when cooked, are like equivalent of like 11 rations.
Perfect. Make it 10. I'll let Pebble have her way with one of them.
Okay. She will awkwardly eat it as she does. She seems very appreciative and grateful and tweet and
Does she
starts
ever
digging
like?
in.
Does she ever let out magical little poops?
I can't say that I've noticed
Like
that. or
fairy
not.
poops?
In all this time you've been with Pebble, she's never gone to the restroom.
You never
Kill her
even
before she
noticed.
has to poop.
Rude.
She's very demure about her restroom habits.
Was that all the stuff? Oh no.
All right. Anyone else doing
Yeah.
anything in particular?
Yeah, Grant wants to talk to Al and Calisaur. He kind of pulls them aside after Tommen's gone away, and because he heard what Calisaur said, and he's like, Calisaur, do you think that this Mother of Harvest could have been one of the hags or an agent of the hag, maybe?
I think so. Like, we know that they're trying to raise like their mother. So I mean, it makes sense that there's all these sisters going around calling themselves sisters, and they're trying to raise their mother.
It's yeah, it's just the sisters in town didn't seem to be malicious, and the teachings were about harvest and bounty and growth. They seemed more like druids and tree worshippers than harbingers of the undead we've been dealing with.
If I may interject, Cal, Al, and Grant, go ahead and all three of you just give me intelligence checks. So roll d20 plus your intelligence modifier. Al, yeah, there you go.
What's a sister?
I'm just trying to see.
All right, we're
Where?
done.
Are they all related? Why do you keep calling them that?
Mothers don't raise their daughters. I mean, daughters don't raise their mothers. Mothers raise their daughters. You idiot.
Cal, there might be some useful information in the notes that you still haven't uncovered, possibly.
Okay. Yeah, I'd just be like, I mean, we can maybe pour over the notes again, see if there's anything about sisters and mothers. I mean, wasn't some of the
Yeah, if you're looking through the notes, see if there's anything about maybe corrupting local deities. I don't know. I may have probably just a dream that I had after meeting Sister Zaire. No, Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
After meeting Sister Kenya in town, I saw an image of I don't know, could have been the Harvest Mother, could have been one of the sisters, but some kind of woman in lush fields, but then transformed into something dark, something evil. Could be that they were that to begin with, or maybe the hags are corrupting some other magic here. I don't know how these things work, honestly, but keep an eye out if you go through the notes.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Are the notes in the bag of holding? Does Al have them?
I just kind of assume that they're amongst you guys, whoever's holding on to them. I know that Al's been usually the one that's been holding on to them.
Yeah.
I think.
But there's not like I don't think there's an actual item in the.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I'll just be like, hey, Al, do you have those writings on you?
Oh yeah,
We're-
usually. I used to keep next to the
Since we're
invocations.
wasting time here helping out people that don't matter, we might as well try and do something useful.
Paul kind of makes a face. He's like, yeah, yeah. He'll, and he'll hand over the scrawlings.
Okay. Again, so y'all are gonna have roughly like 2 hours or so. So, let me see. Is anyone gonna help Calusor go through the notes, or is it just gonna be Cal?
No, Grant will this time. Now he's kind of more interested in the whatever in the academia than he
Okay.
normally is.
All right. Yeah. No, I like that you're sticking to your character. That's good. I like it.
I was originally gonna try to help Davis, so I think I'd follow through with that. I'd say, let me know if you need any help. I'm gonna see if I can do anything
Gotcha.
over there.
I'm basically
I'll
pestering
kind of-
the shit out of
Wasn't
Tommy.
there, Adam? Wasn't there like a kind of rundown ruins of a mill close by?
Yeah, within like 150 feet or so down the way.
So I'll just kind of walk away from everybody, kind of frustrated and annoyed that we're not going anywhere, and take the writings with me and just like sit down on the wall of those ruins and study them and see if I pick up on anything.
As you're starting to walk away, I believe Grant would attempt to
Grant will
accompany you.
follow. He'll
Yeah.
attempt to follow. Yeah. Let me help Calusor.
Okay.
I haven't really put any time reading any of this stuff. I've just been leaving it to you guys.
Yeah, and if you had a dream, you might have some insight into things that didn't stand out to us.
All right, so we'll get to you guys here very shortly. Marb, are you doing anything?
No, I'm kind of keeping an eye on Tom and make sure he's okay as he's like moving the earth, like discovering his powers. I'm kind of concerned, like he might like I don't know sneeze and cause an earthquake or something. So
I get you.
kind of like a Rocky training montage and the little bit of time we have, and like just resting. It's like
Okay.
telling him stories like, "Hey, I met Genasi once. I had this friend named Gustav, and he got into a bar fight with one, and he could do this cool thing." Kind of like give him like as many tips so he won't like destroy half of the planet.
No, I get you. So, yeah. So what they have a minor connection, like not minor. They have a significant connection to the Earth. They do tend to be a little bit stronger than humans. Walking amongst like difficult terrain, like earth, mud, sand, or snow or stone, sorry, doesn't really impede them. They know what he's doing. That moving the earth is like that mold earth kind of cantrip where you can just move earth. He does also. He doesn't have this right now, but if he were to familiarize himself and train and get some levels, he could pass without a trace on himself, causing like dust and sand that to kind of obscure him and his companion's movement, and that he's gonna have a resistance to poison. It's pretty hardy now.
Ooh.
So yeah, you're there. You're comforting him. You're doing a Marb chat. Just go ahead and give me a charisma check.
Where is my
D20 plus 3.
3?
Actually, how many are you proficient in? 1, 2. You know what? You have enough. You can go ahead and use your proficiency bonus in that as well because you're proficient in a couple charisma skills.
Plus 6. Oh my god, the animation looked like it was gonna be a 19.
I get you.
I don't think I've rolled more than 10 this whole.
Yeah, cold dice tonight for you.
Yeah, roll tennis hates me for missing 2 weeks, so I get
So
it.
when
I get it.
you're giving him the little like rundown of the story, is he's just, he's listening, he's being polite, but he's not really focusing much. He's really honestly just at this point, as some time has passed, sat down, still looking at the now fresh graves of his two friends, he'll kind of start, interjecting when you're talking and be like, so what is the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
Like in the past week or like ever?
Honestly, you could make up a story and I wouldn't know the difference. So,
Ooh, buddy. Um, so you see this group of rascals I'm with, they're definitely not my first party. I bounce around. I never stay in a lot of places, keep very few friends. And I was a very young pro up in the mountains. I've always dreamed of being an adventurer, so the first chance I got to leave, I joined the first party I found and, try to use my skills for the best. But being an adventurer is a very dangerous life for sure. And we were hunting this possessed bear. Basically, he had murdered a whole village. And due to an evil wizard, all the souls of the villagers were kind of fueling the rage of this bear, so he became like a monstrosity bear, or those the giant ones.
mhm. Yep.
And it was devastating. So my party was very young with that. We've had a good string of successes, so we can definitely take this wizard and his bear, but we were terribly wrong. Whole party got mauled in front of me graphically, and I definitely still hear their screams every now and then in my dreams. But I've grown a lot since then. I've learned to kill creatures bigger than that bear, and I try to remind myself that every chance can be my last one. Every enemy I face could be like that bear, and I just try to have fun. I'm not saying I'm a good guy. I do some sketchy stuff, but life is pretty short and certainly horrifying. So you gotta enjoy that, and people will sadly come and go and die. And the best thing you can do is, remember them. I cannot picture you all the faces of the people I've killed, but much less of the comrades I've seen killed. So I just remember the names and carry their legacy. Pretty horrifying, dude.
That is, yeah. Well, hopefully you'll remember Yusa's and Dorian's face.
Yeah, I mean, what's your happiest memory of them? I'll flip the question back to you. What's the best uh, memory you have with the two of them?
Oh, well, that's easy. A few months ago happened to be my birthday. I guess this is my new birthday now. Yeah, something to think of.
Don't worry about that.
But hey, yeah, they surprised me because we get up early to get the mills. A lot of work to do. And mill honestly never, as long as there's wind, this one never stops. So through the night it grinds. Oh, anyways, that's beyond the point. Well, they surprised me with some hand carved rods and strings, and we went fishing. And I don't know. It was just
Did you catch anything cool, or just the gesture?
the gesture was one thing, but we caught this like armored fish. I wish I could know what it was, but it was, and he like does his like his hand. He's like was it damn near pulled me in. and they helped. I remember Yusa ran up there and put his arms around my waist and started pulling, and then Dorian grabbed onto Yusa's shoulders and started pulling, and it was all three of us versus this freak of a fish. Really good meal that night. Really good.
Sounds amazing. I wish I could have seen that, but every time you fish, think about that. That's a very cool memory. Maybe on the way back we can stop. My friend Davis over there. He's a big fisherman, so it'll be some good. We can try to catch another one of those.
Oh, good luck. I catch one of those. Never seen one of those, honestly. But yeah. Hey, you kind of get the sense now, Marv, that he's happy to have a little bit of company. He doesn't really know of much to talk about. He's starting to run out of things to talk about. He's a very simple individual in that sense. Works the mills, worships the mother.
Don't worship the mother.
Do you actually say that?
Oh no.
All right, cool. Anything else, Nico?
No, that's it.
Cool.
It's like, okay, now like flex it. Let me see you like pull some boulder from thin air, like earthbend this boulder.
He'll
like I grab a rock and throw it at him. I'm just
he's
Make
not
an
ready
attack roll.
hits him. He's like, donk. He's like, ow. He's like, I don't think I can do that, but I can. And you see, he like kind of, you just see him kind of like focus on a point of earth. I don't know, a few feet away from y'all, and he just kind of scoops it up, scoops it down, scoops it up, scoops it down. Like, I guess I can do that now. Kind of think about it. That's it. So, we'll jump to the crew inside the mill. Davis and Al, as you guys are trying to repair it, or whatever.
I guess we'll just look for anything that's maybe broken as a result of any kind of tussles, and if there's like a chair that's broken, I'll see if they have any lumber, and just literally just start hammering and nailing and shit.
Okay, so you're just going through and just kind of repairing what you can, make it a little bit more livable. You're not dealing with the mill itself.
I mean, unless I'll ask him if there's anything we can do, but if not, then that's what I would do.
Yeah. Okay, so you and Al are able to spend some time kind of reconstructing, I guess you would say, the inside. Anything with you, Al, or are you just assisting?
Following suit, assisting where I can. Like if he's already got some lumber to start working on something, and I don't know how to fix it, I'll go find more lumber.
Cool beans.
If I
I
get a
picture
short rest
you
at any
like
point,
being the dustbuster behind him and wherever he goes, because he's just like dripping dust everywhere.
Not worries.
Filthy.
This can't happen.
Gotcha. Cool. All right.
If I get a short rest, I'd give him inspiration every now and then.
Yeah, throughout all this, you guys will eventually be able to get a short rest. Because again, I don't expect you going all out.
Oh, we're fighting Julian tonight.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, going all out in your efforts to repair and follow. Okay, cool. So with that, since there's not too much going on, I'll just say,
One
you guys
more.
Okay, go ahead.
To test the waters, I have a lot of level 3 spell slots. I'd work with Davis and give him a haste to see if that makes him work faster at all, or if it
I can
is
certainly
not
move around
good
faster.
for.
I mean, it's like a minute or two, depending on how many spell slots you use. So he gets pretty zippy, and then he gets winded for like.
That was something. I mean, he's hasted me before though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're used to, you're still not completely used to that whole like wave of lethargia that kicks in after it fades.
Yeah, I just look like, well, I gotta sit. Whew.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
I'm good.
No, that's it.
Cool. I'll apply that 17 that Anita rolled to your construction and all that, so you guys are fairly successful.
Yay.
All that.
I mean,
Thanks, Anita.
two level 3 spell slots.
That's okay. Yeah, go ahead and mark them off. All All right, Cal and Grant, as you guys are about 150 feet away from the group, and sitting amongst the ruins of another mill, going through the notes. What are you trying to focus on, or trying to read, or?
I mean, I would think I'd just try and see if there's anything about the Mother of Bounty, the sisters.
Gotcha.
If there's anything that like relates to that in there.
Okay.
Or as Grant said, if there was like any talk of co-opting other religions and maybe like, making them be painted in
Corrupting local magics.
Yeah, cool. I like that. So interestingly enough, the majority of this is still written in like Infernal, but again, there's a druidic element to it, and there are those depictions and drawings, and there's some that seem to be like drawings of a blade that seems to have it's like a glass blade. There seems to be depictings of the mills and things like that. The best interpretation that one can have of like energy and all that. So by all means, you have the ability to get through it and try to understand it. You've been around it enough with Al. Calcer, you've been around it enough with Al that you've kind of picked up on certain sections and ways to kind of navigate through these numerous pages. As you guys are kind of reading through it, you guys can give me an investigation check, or yeah, you guys can each give me investigation checks, because I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, Grant, you're not proficient in it, so you can't help.
No, I can't even read it, so I'm just gonna guidance myself and cross my fingers.
Yeah, I mean, again, some of the drawings and the depictions and stuff like that might help. So, yeah. So, you guys, both of y'all can actually guidance each other yourselves if you wish to. Y'all are actively working on this. Let's see them investigations.
Nice. Nice.
And you have a bonus to investigation, don't you, or?
Oh yeah, it's a +2 to investigation.
Okay, so 21 total.
21. Yeah.
And then Grant was an 11. All right, cool. So, Cal, you're kind of going through it, and Grant, you're just kind of hoping for imagery that'll stand out or pop out. Cal, you get to a portion. It's in the latter pages. Not so far back where you guys had discovered that the swamp hag had lost her sisters and been kind of driven mad by it, but it's not by all means in the last third of the scrawlings. And with that 20, yeah, so you're able to pick up on a few things. What stands out, and Grant, you notice this because of like the imagery. You see there's like pages where some of that iconography that you saw, like the river being full and the blossoms and all that, that is starting to kind of show up in some of these pages. Like kind of drawn very crudely, and almost like more like aggressively drawn in a sense, if you were to like try to, not smooth angles and smooth lines. Kind of together going through it and working the best that you can, you see references to a deity that had been forgotten, and that the unexpected bounty that has come to the land based off their practices and like channeling that energy in this land, they seek to use that and to their benefit, and they've devised a kind of like a plot and a ploy to use the followers' faith to increase their reach, to increase their abilities, to increase their impact. you guys gather that the Mother Bounty is an actual deity, though maybe one that had been forgotten, and it seems like they had resurrected at least the teachings and practices of this deity. Grant, for you and Calisor's kind of going through this, and you're still like, you're listening and kind of taking it in because you really can't read any of this. You do start to see some imagery. Go ahead and give me a religion check. And you can guidance yourself as well. Like through all this, I would expect you kind of to.
Fucking worst priest.
Boom, boom,
I mean,
boom.
natural ones are not just automatic failures with ability checks, so 10 total.
Yeah.
All right, actually, that's not that terrible. You're kind of going through it and having Al, sorry, I said Al, having Cal with you. You see one set of iconography that really stands out and jumps out to you, and it's strange. It's different because all the other ones had been like, with them drawing their interpretation of the river, the flowers, all that. But there's one, and it's a cord.
Yeah, you scare me.
It's like a cord that you would like wear around your neck or something like that, right? And it's just eyeballs.
I see.
You don't know what it means, but it's
No, yeah. And it's nothing like anything that was at the shrine in town or anything. Like, they didn't use any imagery of a string of eyes or body parts or anything like that, right?
not necessarily that you saw. I will say that, if there might be, the sisters gave up their eyes, and that they said like, the mother gave up her eyes and planted one at the base of the river Sly and one in the fields. But that's still just two eyeballs from a deity. This is like a string.
Right. So let's say probably like point at the image. I'm like looking over Calisor's shoulder or something as he's like going through some pages, and I point at this image of the eyeball necklace or whatever. I say to Cal, that's not the kind of thing that these sisters that I ran into would do, but I don't know, based on what we read, it seems like this mother of harvests is older than what the sisters in town know of. It's possible that the hags have tricked these followers. It's possible that the mother herself is coming back. I guess it's possible that I don't know. She may have been the hag's mother in the first place. I can't. These stories are so old. These writings are so old. It's hard to tell. But I don't know if that these we can think of these sisters as being benevolent. I think they might be dangerous too.
Yeah, and like even if the mother isn't ultimately bad, I feel like the hags are definitely using this religion to further their goal in some way. Whether all the sisters are aware of it or not. Wasn't it that rat that said she sees everything when we got attacked by the phase spiders in that room? Speaking of eyes and seeing things, they said she sees everything. And they do always seem to be like a step ahead of us, to where, I mean, eyeballs just seem like some kind of similarity to sight and all that. So
yeah,
I will say it's kind of serendipitous that the two, the untrained religious one that spent his life scribing, and then the one that has like celestial heritage are together. With that, Cal, because you've maybe struck on something, go ahead and give me a religion check yourself. Like I said, you're more than welcome to guidance yourself.
Do I
Mm-hmm.
do I get my +2 from the religion, or is it only if I'm proficient in it that I get
No,
that?
you get the +2. Yeah. So yeah, you absolutely get that. So the plus the little dot just means you get to add your proficiency bonus to it. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So 16. So with Grant mentioning the eyes, and you're kind of saying how they're always watching and all that. Something not from Mothras, but something that your father had told you before. You know, hags are amongst the world. They're all these different entities are amongst the world, and they tend to use imagery of certain things that they practice or that to, mark. An example would be Grant's lawbearer. The universal symbol for the lawbearer is usually something dealing with law and justice. Usually like a tipped scales or hammer of some sort. In Grant's world, or where he's from down in Mysia, they see the mountains as the pinnacles of law and like order and all that. So they happen to go on that flavor. Eyes are usually there is some sort of connection with eyeballs and hags in their practice of creating covens and in their practice of well, creating eyes so that they can see, they can do that. Obscure, but you rolled what you needed, actually. So a very old symbol for an old hag deity that had disappeared. You don't know the story. Your father didn't know the story all that well. But you're smart enough, and it seems like maybe some of the correlations that your dad said, hag deity that went missing and like a couple thousand years ago.
Yeah.
Her symbol was a cord of eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I would just fill Grant in on that. I'd leave out. I would just say that in my life, there was somebody that I respected a lot who knew about an ancient hag who used eyes as her like symbol. He didn't know a ton about her because she was super ancient, but I do think these eyes are definitely linked to hags.
Right. I mean, we know we're dealing with magics that predates Whitlaw and Green Hill and all of Rune, not all of Rune, but all of the civilizations that we've known. It's whatever sundering it was in the marshes was thousands of years ago. So we're wading into an ancient god's lair. It feels like we're just I don't know. It's frightening to think that they could be coming back.
Yeah, we could send another message to Seb, just telling him to maybe investigate the sisters. Do you think that would be a good idea? Do you think they can handle that? Could they handle a hag if they did stumble across one?
I think other members of the league are they're excellent fighters and spellcasters, and there's plenty of very talented adventurers there. Seb seems he's kind of can avoid any risks though. A little cautious with all the trouble, but I think it's better that we tell him.
Yeah.
The more information he has, probably the better decision he can make. Should ask Al to maybe write another letter for us.
Yeah, we probably need to fill all them in on this anyway, so we can send them another message.
So was this something that Mothras told you about?
No, it was
another
father.
mentor.
Another mentor.
Oh,
yes.
I see.
My father, sort of, my adopted father.
Is this where you learned your your nature, your natural magics, and I'm slowly starting to get up and starting like packing up the stuff. Just kind of.
So he didn't actually know a ton about my magic. I mean, he helped me, but a lot of it I had to learn on my own. He was very wise, but not the same as me to be able to teach me how to use my magic.
I actually know that exact feeling. Get the best teachers and tutors, can't do a single thing. They can tell you all the rituals and give you all these, implements and ingredients, and I'm still packing up all the books and everything. It's like, but if you have no talent, nothing ever works the way they say.
Yep.
Nice. So I will say, just in case it wasn't completely clear, y'all do definitely understand and get the feeling that, I would hope that the hags are potentially using a forgotten deity to their benefit.
Yeah.
We'll win. All right. So with that, a couple hours will pass. The mill is, well, hey, livable. Marb, you've spent your time, watching over Tommen, and at some point Tommen did go to the mill and start helping get life kind of back to normal. Rock, you've been fishing. Pebble's been enjoying it. It's becoming late afternoon at this point. I would say before Tommen did go in, he did kind of mold the earth into well-shaped and actually sharp-angled little loose headstones or markers for his two friends. Nothing of stone, but just compacted it as best he could with his new abilities. Then all you gather, and I guess you guys are, if there's not anything you wish to continue doing at the Olivine Mills, you would travel down this little waterway and hope to run into the bigger one, and then Julian.
Sounds good.
I would have filled the entire group in on what we discovered about the hags and asked their opinion on sending a message. I know we only have 2 or 3 of the cranes left.
4 total, if I remember right. So you guys should have 3. Trying to check my notes, but yeah. Calusor asks the group, "What do you guys want to do?"
It's 4 according to our.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
If we go with that many, I'm game.
Is there like a religion expert or something?
In our group?
That probably.
And the Adventurers Guild that we've met?
You've only
the
met
new guy. Mort, right?
Yeah, you might think Mort would have a chance. That your time down in the Adventurers League, you've seen dozens and dozens and dozens of adventurers. You just haven't interacted with them too often.
Give
You've met
that bugbear the stink eye.
You know that Wiggs seems to be very smart and well learned, though he doesn't necessarily give vibes of the religious type. You heard that while Hava doesn't necessarily have a knack for anything when it comes to combat, and that she's a brilliant linguist and has a solid head on her shoulders. So there's, by all means, there's resources that are there that you guys are not aware of.
Problem is, yeah, if it's a forgotten god, none of the average common folk will probably know about it. So it has to be like a scholar of kind of like those old dead religions, something like that.
Something like that, or who knows? All of you were there. They did have a collection of scrolls and tomes and parchments and all that, where they were able to find some information about a necromancer, and that went to the deep root about 500, 600 years ago. So they, as adventurers go, they collect things. As the Adventurers League goes, they collect things. They have troves of weapons and relics and possibly knowledge.
Okay, then let's send a letter to Wiggs since he's like a research.
That is actually, Angie, that is perfect what you just posted in Discord. Yeah, that's basically her. So yeah, go ahead. You guys can figure out a letter.
Something like
Did this come
hags.
again? Did we find our fourth one?
Yeah, you guys have a fourth one. I knew you guys did.
Okay, because I don't know who has the fourth one.
I mean, it's in the bag. Like, we just screwed up the numbers when we put them in, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
Something just like hags using ancient forgotten religion for power, and then draw a symbol of because we saw the symbol in the scrawlings of the necklace with the eyes.
Yeah.
And then like draw that symbol. This is her symbol. Because we don't know a name or anything like that, do we?
Well, so you guys are, so I'll help you with this because you guys were working together and you guys did put together that they are for sure using the deity, a lesser known deity that is the Mother of Bounties. So the hags had discovered that, 100 years ago, maybe something like that, there were worshippers of her here. And you guys know, going back a few sessions and going through the notes and all that, the hags have been at this for decades.
Yeah.
They've had time and just plant the seeds and see what happens. And by all means, you guys had, I think it was when you guys were with Hava, the notes that you have are from the perspective of one of the swamp hags. So, by all means, the information is from a perspective. But what you gather is that, they are the Coven of Covens, the Nine Sisters, had basically infiltrated, resurrect. That's where you're unclear. Like, had this been a practicing religion, you don't know. But you two, especially you two, are aware of that maybe, the rest of the group and a lot of people that don't either have like a celestial heritage or have been spending most of their lives amongst religion and stuff like that, is that religion actually has power. Worship has power. Worship is a means to embolden and bolster a god. So just how fire radiates heat, worship, it can be, directed and channeled to some entity somewhere, and that can influence their abilities and capabilities, their reach, their influences. That is the beauty, and this is me segueing out of D&D, but out of, that's nice about D&D, is that there's actually, manifestations that are with a god. And that's kind of what this is. So that worship is, you don't know who it's directed towards. Maybe it's going towards the hag, the Mother of Bounties, who's not really the Mother of Bounties, but that worship is still finding that imposter and making them stronger. Something like that. So I wouldn't say it's like an old ancient god. It's more along the lines of it's something that they found and they just decided to resurrect or infiltrate. That's where you're unclear.
I see. We kind of pass that information on to the group, at least. Let them know we're not sure exactly, how deep it goes with the mother, with the sisters of the bounty and whatever, but that the hags are definitely doing something there, something spooky is going on there.
Mm. So, all right.
I guess it's extra scary for Grant because he's kind of imagining what could happen in Mizia if, because there's a ritual called that is huge, that kind of protects much of the continent, So he's
Mhm.
kind of imagining what would happen if these hags were to, do something to a ritual that of that size. If they're corrupting something small here with with an old god, he's like wondering what could happen if the Lawbearer Temple in Mysia were to be corrupted this way. What would happen?
Yeah, that's a valid point, and that's a scary thought for sure. Oh.
Yep.
All right, Menagerie. Anything last bits before departing the mills?
I want to give Tommen one of my feathers.
Mhm.
Just as like a good gesture, just like plug one out. Like, if you ever find yourself in a pickle, go to the sketchiest bar you can find, and send this across the vines. They'll get a message to me, and I'll come look for you as soon as I can. And that's it. Good luck on your new life, Tomming the Urchinasi.
I'm gonna hand him back his rod, and I'll give him one fish back. Be like, that's for the fish I ate of yours. Sorry.
And he'll smile and say, thank you. Yeah, looks at the feather at the same time as you're handing him the fish, and he's like, sketchy bar. Can't say I've ever been to one. Okay, thank you. And then I'll kind of turn to Davis and says to Davis, thank you for the clothing.
Looks good on you.
A little loose, but I got time. I can stitch and fix it. Works. So, well, gentlemen, thanks for giving me the most terrifying day of my life.
We're sorry again for, well, everything.
Our pleasure.
You didn't. you didn't come here trying to make this happen. So I need some time.
Understood.
Good luck on whatever adventure, and may you find, I think you mentioned a boat. May you find the person you're looking for. I'll be waiting for your friends from Greenhill. And he just kind of starts walking up, and you just hear the footsteps as he goes up the stairs and up the stairs.
All right, boys, you ready?
Yep. Yep. Let's go.
Been ready.
Can we summon our donkey friends, or do we use them already?
We did not.
Oh, I guess we only got a 2-hour walk though.
Or wait, did we today on the way in?
No, we were riding the horses.
The horses, that's right. We had
on the
horses.
way in.
That's right.
Yeah. So, y'all are welcome to. You know that they last about 8 hours, about a 2-hour walk on y'all's feet. So up to you if you want to use the, summon Torberius and Chestnut and Apple.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then what was it, like Bray 3 or something like that? Something
Bray 3 and
Yeah.
I don't think they have names yet. But so yeah.
We got a little bit of time. We can have a donkey adventure.
We're not racing again, Rock.
Maybe find something on the way of interest. Nah, that's too short.
Fine, we're jousting.
I mean, I'm
I
pretty.
need a reach weapon.
I am very happy with that. I was gonna say I am totally cool
This
with
is
jousting.
not
It's not a fair fight.
not fair.
All right, I'll copy that from
I
you.
got Bulk, I'll joust. I'm in on jousting.
Mark can do the marker thing where he puts his 8 daggers together and makes a really long weapon.
Got a whip of daggers, so just like.
Whoa.
Yes. Where is my thingy to summon?
If I can retcon something real quick, the previous letter was 47 words. I want to put Crass Menagerie XOXO at the end of that one too.
Nice.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
100% of style.
And I know you meant harvest, but I'll put bounty for you. Sure.
Thank you.
Crass Menagerie. XOXO. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I keep alternating between Harvest and Bounty and all the and Sister. I get the sisters right most of the time.
So,
Although I call them a family of Harvest every once in a while too, so that doesn't help.
cool. Oh yeah, Menagerie. However you wish, you guys do manage to get down to the, where you follow the finger of water to where it opens up and becomes a larger body. Some time passes and you wait, and it's beginning to get dark, and you set up a little bit of a fire.
And cook fish. I have fish for everyone, and I'll start cooking fish.
Okay, yeah, you cook fish, and then
How about some fish stew? I can do a little something with the
Ladling?
soup with the spoon.
You certainly could. But yeah, you guys are gathered, resting, waiting patiently up off the map. As you guys are eating, Grant, yeah, if you want to use a stew, you can. If you're going to use a charge, go ahead. This would be a time to knock down.
Yeah,
I will say time check wise that we are like at 11,
Yeah.
12.
This will be it, and then
Okay.
we'll. And I'm like, Al, we still haven't got to do the ritual flashback. I'm sorry.
Dang it. I keep thinking about it up until this session, and then as soon as it starts, I forget.
Yeah. So next session.
Little did you know we would reincarnate one of our guys.
Yeah, like I was in that a lot of time. So yeah, Grant, whenever you can.
The fact we incarnated somebody instead of all three of them dying.
4. All right.
All right.
Ooh.
So what's a smart smelling food? Do you guys think? Just smells like eggs, like a giant pile of eggs.
Eggs?
Eggs? What?
Yes.
Smart smelling? I've never heard food being
Uh-huh.
described like that.
The smell of a new book. I guess you can't eat that, but it smells smart.
But yeah, exactly.
Smells like paper. Mm.
Yeah. So Grant takes some of the fish and takes some of whatever, other ingredients he has creates a stew out of it, uses the ladle, and all of you, because there's enough of you, for the next 12 hours. Some of it's going to be lost during nappy sleep time, but you guys benefit for, what does it benefit? You have advantage on all intelligence checks. And that will leave as the guys are eating and enjoying the soup, the stew. You see a little lantern traveling up the river towards y'all.
Do I see a big ass fucking croc jaw on the front of it?
As you peer, and then yeah, you see the oversized maw nicely affixed to the front of Julian's boat, which is now known as the River's Maw.
Yeah. I forgot the name. Hell yeah.
You see him, and he waves, and he's like, "Sorry if I'm late, Menagerie, though. Seems like y'all were enjoying a meal. Smells good."
Yeah, you want some? I think we have some left over.
Smells intelligent. Come here.
Smells really intelligent.
But yeah, and unless if anyone has anything else to add, we'll leave with you guys jumping on the boat.
Let's jump on the boat.
Jump in the boat.
Boat time.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
All right. Thank you, guys.